Hi guys, this is Jordan with Motion Array. No matter what kind of editing you do, there's a type of edit that we all keep going back to over and over and over again. The montage. It's everywhere, from narrative videos to music videos, travel videos, corporate videos, but what exactly is a montage?
Montage means the assembly of pieces of film, which, moved in rapid succession before the eye, create an idea.
Part of the power of the montage is that it doesn't matter who you are or even what language you speak. We all speak the language of film, and we can all understand this idea that different pieces of film are adding up together to create. But how do you make your montage as effective as possible in a way that people will be able to resonate with? I'm going to share 3 tips that I think can help you create a better montage. So let's not waste any more time and let's just jump right into it. Number 1, don't just cut on the beat. This one assumes that your montage is happening over top of music, and it might be a little bit confusing. I thought you were supposed to cut on the beat of a song. We've even done a couple videos here at Motion Array about how to go about cutting on the beat. Don't get me wrong, it's incredibly useful, and it's even necessary in order to give your montage a tangible pace. You can feel that it totally works, but if we just keep going on with that exact method for maybe like a 5-minute video, it just gets predictable, boring, and makes the whole thing feel one-dimensional. So then what's the solution? The solution isn't just to not cut on the beat, it's actually just to not rely on it exclusively. What that looks like in practice is finding an organic way to break up that repetitive pace. Maybe you have a really nice shot and you let it last twice as long as the previous shot. Or maybe you've experienced when the pace of a song picks up and the number of cuts also increases proportionally. Or maybe you don't even cut on the downbeat at all. It's actually okay to make a cut without relying on the motivation of the music exclusively. In fact, I would argue that it's totally necessary. In order to keep people fully engaged with your video, you need to hold a balance between 2 things. Predictability, your audience being able to follow along with what's happening and expect some sort of continuity, and subversion of their expectations, something happening that goes against what they anticipate. There could be 100 different places where the footage itself is motivating you to cut, regardless of what the music is doing at that time. If you've always made videos looking to cut on the beat of a song, this might be a little bit hard to break away from. But once you do, we highly encourage you to still feel the freedom to cut on the beat. Just know that choosing not to every so often can actually make your film stand stronger as a result. Number 2, use matching elements. We've said it before in a couple of videos, but learning how to create flow is an absolutely essential skill. This can take on a couple of different terms: flow, pacing, momentum, but what they're all trying to articulate is that you're being naturally brought from your starting point to your ending point. And one of the quickest ways to naturally create flow in your videos is to find elements of connection between 2 clips. The idea is that you're taking an element from one clip, then moving to a new shot where everything is totally different, but it still retains that one element of connection to the previous shot. In our example here, we have a simple shot of a person walking forwards. The next shot is a completely different person in a completely different setting, but they're still walking forward just like the previous person. The result? Those 2 shots feel like they're connected. And there's really no limit to the ways that you can use this to create connection. Maybe you have a similar item in 2 different shots. Maybe it's a different perspective within the same scene. Or maybe it's just a simple camera motion staying the same when everything else is different. The idea is that you're not just randomly placing clips in any order. Even if the 2 clips aren't chronological, you're actually giving them a natural sequence. By providing these kinds of sequential similarities, you're almost telling a smaller story without words, without dialogue. It's all just there in the visuals. And number 3, be selective. Ask yourself, is each shot helping to add up towards the end goal? I love Alfred Hitchcock's explanation of montage. The assembly of pieces of film, which moved in rapid succession before the eye, create an idea. So here's the question, what's your idea? And what I mean by that is, why are you even telling this story in the first place? And how are the clips that you're choosing contributing towards that? Later on in that same interview, Hitchcock would go on to say that 2 or more pieces of footage put together give more meaning than any of those 1 clips in isolation. Whether you intend to or not, every time you put multiple clips side by side, you're saying something much bigger than if you just played any of them alone. And people are hardwired to search for that meaning. If you put together a bunch of clips that are pointing towards different things, different tones, different meanings, then your audience is still going to search for that meaning. But if there's none there, they're going to be left confused. But if you put together a bunch of clips that are all pointing towards similar things, a similar tone, even just a similar feeling, they're going to feel like the whole thing is cohesive. Your video is going to feel like it's supposed to be that way. Everybody's got something that they want to say, so ask yourself, what do you want to say? What's your idea? I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, we've got tons of other tutorials on Premiere Pro, After Effects, and even filmmaking in general. It's all over at motionarray.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.